My name is Sarah Thwaites and I've worked in the financial services sector for over 30 years. Firms that actually are most successful in terms of regulation are those that don't really focus on regulation itself. They look to see what opportunities they can gain when new regulations and requirements come in, rather than seeing it as a tick box exercise. It's important to look at what the aims of the regulation are, what the regulator is in effect trying to achieve. If you don't know what's going on at the grassroots level, how can you possibly know whether what you're trying to achieve as an organisation is actually happening in practice and whether you're meeting your regulatory obligations?
You know, the regulator, as I say, over the last few years has probably they're just getting very good. They're getting very good at articulating what they want. They're being a lot clearer about it, but they're also baring their teeth an awful lot more. And I think going forward, that's only going to continue.
It's a really interesting time at the moment. Having been in financial services since the mid-1980s, I've got to say that the period of regulation or changing regulation that we're going through now is probably the biggest that I've ever seen, and it's probably the biggest I'm likely to ever encounter in the rest of my working career. So the client has got so many projects ongoing at any time that are probably handling all the different pieces of regulation that are affecting their business. So from their perspective, they would tell you, I believe, that it's becoming harder to comply, it's costing them more, it's more challenging, and you need people with a greater level of experience.
And what we have in Worksmart is people who are they genuinely, they genuinely understand it, and they can bring calm. They can take some of that fear away by saying, look, this is what you need to do, but there are different ways to do it, and there are different ways that don't need to be difficult.
Because we're all about meet the regulation, achieve the regulation, but actually ensure that you try and bring through some business benefit that makes a difference to the client at the same time. Because it's just not good enough from a business perspective with the on-cost of regulation these days just to comply without any benefit coming off the back of it.
We know what's written down, we all know what's written down, but actually making that happen, making it work in a very practical sense in your day-to-day and ensure that you are meeting all your obligations without completely disrupting your business, that is what we can do.
One of the differentiators, I think, between Worksmart and perhaps some of our competitors is the fact that we have a lot of business knowledge. We have people in the company who know a lot about the regulation, and they know a lot about how to build systems for our type of customer. And this translates to very good specification of requirements that the developers can then take and turn into real software.
I think one of the most gratifying things is how much clients say they like working with us. So not only do we deliver to time and to standard, but very typically added value over and above that.
One of the good things about having our wide business knowledge and experience with the regulation is it means we are able to take a little bit of a step back and see how our customers might be able to use software in a different way. To a certain extent, I see our mission as being able to take the difficulties and worries of compliance and regulation and take that away from our users to allow them to just get on with their everyday jobs.
I think what makes us different as a company, it might sound cheesy, but we really care about our customers. We care about what we deliver to them. We care about meeting their expectations, but ultimately, we really care about them.
We have been in the area of implementation of regulatory processes to meet those obligations for many years. And for us, it's drawing on that history. It's drawing on the practicals at quite a detailed level sometimes of, how on a day-to-day basis are you going to get your team to make sure they're doing in very efficient and effective ways the right thing.